What's up, guys? Jordan here. I was just talking to one of my mixing and tracking course students, and he was kind of asking me for help about a problem vocal track and just how the performance, the tone just wasn't very good, and he was trying a bunch of different techniques to try to add some more low end, some fullness to the vocal, and how really, he's trying these different approaches and there's not much he can do. And so I gave some ideas. Maybe you can use some multiband compression, boost the low end, try a thick reverb, a short, thick reverb to try and add some low end and body. But ultimately, sometimes the best way to deal with the weakness in a mix or in a production is to actually recognize it and take it even further and turn it into a strength. So, that could mean if you have a really kind of harsh sounding, maybe thin, aggressive vocal track that's just not sounding full enough, maybe instead of trying to fight that and process it to death and make it sound like something it's not, maybe you go the opposite direction and actually filter it even more on purpose. Maybe add a little more distortion, make it sound weird, but make it to the point where it's on purpose. So rather than someone hearing it and thinking, oh, that sounds like not a very good vocal recording or something, now you can maybe use it as a strength and actually create a whole new sound for the artist out of that weakness. And sometimes that is a much better way to go than just trying to fight against that. Other examples would be if you have kind of maybe some issues with the drum recording. Maybe you have like a really ringy snare or really trashy sounding cymbals. Again, you could spend hours just trying to clean them up with really tight EQ and really complicated processing and all that stuff. Or you could actually just, really try to maximize the actual source that you have. So maybe you take that ringy snare and you let it be really loud in the mix, and that actually can start to define the sound and actually make it sound a lot more unique. And same thing with, just a trashy drum kit sound. Maybe you just emphasize that, do some parallel distortion on the drums, like make it even trashier to the point where it's like it sounds like it's obviously been done on purpose. And in that way you get around having something sound maybe just like an amateur recording that's trying to be pro. Now you've created a whole new vibe, a whole new sound. So that's just something to think about next time you're struggling with a source track that maybe wasn't recorded well, or the performance wasn't that good, or whatever the issue might be. If you're having trouble using your regular approach, your regular processing to try and get it to sound the way you want, maybe you need to go in a complete opposite direction and actually try to pull out or identify whatever that weakness, that struggle is, whatever's sounding weird, and actually just run with it. Use it as something that you can turn into a strength in the mix and in the production, and actually take it so far the other way that it becomes something really cool, unique, creative, and defining. So just some thoughts I wanted to share with you today. If you're not on my email list, go to hardcoremusicstudio.com, grab my free mixing cheat sheet, and you'll get a ton of extra free stuff there. And make sure you're subscribed to this channel so that you don't miss any other videos like this. All right, leave a comment below, hit like as well. Let me know what you thought of this. If you want to hear more of this, these little kind of mindset tips rather than the technical details, which I know you guys like too, but just something different. Hopefully that helps. Cheers.